So, hello friends, from today onward we are going to start a different cell component of eukaryotic cell. For your information, I would like to inform you that we are studying chapter cell from class 11th NCERT. So we have completed prokaryotic cell, that is bacteria, and an overview of eukaryotic cell and the difference between plant cell and animal cell. From today onward we are going to discuss different cell component of eukaryotic cell. Let's get started. So today we are going to start the cell component with cell wall, and we all know this is the outermost covering of eukaryotic cell, but it is not present in all the eukaryotic cell, but it is present only in some plants, fungi and some protists. They contain the cell wall. Okay, otherwise other eukaryotic cell like animal cells, all the animal cells are devoid of cell wall. So we will see what is the cell wall, how it is formed, and what is its function. Let's get started. Cell wall, as I told you, it is a outermost covering of cell, and it is semi-transparent, supportive, protective layer which provide rigidity. What do you mean by rigidity? What does it mean? It means it provides toughness to the cell. Okay, so cell wall was first discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665, and obviously in cork cell. Okay, so here cell was discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665 in cork cell, and cell wall is generally varies with different types of cell. Okay, its size, its diameter, or its thickness will vary with the different cell wall or different cell. Let's see the function it performs. Cell wall has various functions. It provides protection against attack by pathogen, by covering the protoplasm of the cell. Okay, see here, this red color area is your plasma membrane. This red color lining I have shown here, this is your plasma membrane. Okay, and inside it is protoplasm, and outside there is plasma membrane. Outer to this plasma membrane is wall, which is your cell wall. And now this cell wall, as the cell matures, this cell wall will get divided into primary and secondary. Okay, so first of all the primary cell wall is formed. Okay, and then later secondary cell wall is formed inner to this primary cell wall like this. This is a primary cell wall, and inner to this is secondary cell wall. So with the time cell wall will form. Okay, some cells like leaf cells or fruit cells, they contain only primary cell wall, they do not contain secondary cell wall. But the cells like collenchyma, parenchyma of the trees and plant, they contain primary, secondary as well as tertiary cell wall. Okay, all inner to the each other, S1, S2, S3, Sx. Okay, so in this way they keep on forming with the age. Let's see. So it provides protection against the pathogen by covering the protoplasm. Then, as I told you before also, it provides rigidity, strength to the cell. With the help of cell wall, plants are able to withstand the gravitational force. They can stand against the gravitational force also due to the presence of cell wall. Then cell wall will also counteract osmotic pressure, it will help in reducing the endoosmosis, excessive endoosmosis. Then the transportation of the material, solute, signals are also take place through the cell wall, and that transportation, the plasmodesmata is present over here, and this transportation through plasmodesmata is known as symplastic transportation. Okay, now these were the important function of cell wall of the plant or fungi. Now let's see what are the chemical composition of cell wall. Chemical composition of cell wall. Cell wall is composed of matrix, microfibrils and other ingredient. Matrix, microfibril and other ingredients. So matrix of the cell wall is generally composed of cellulose. Microfibril of the cell wall is generally composed of cellulose. Now these cellulose are present, cellulose or fungus cellulose. What is cellulose? When we will study biomolecule chapter, in that chapter we are going to talk about cellulose. For now you can understand that cellulose is composed of glucose. Okay, so it is a structure that is made up of, it is a polymer of glucose. Okay, so this cellulose in fibril form, in microfibril form, are present in like this, they are oriented, and this microfibril is present in matrix, and that matrix is composed of water, okay, hemicellulose, lipid and protein. Okay, so they are lying in this matrix. Okay, the cellulose are lying in matrix. Cellulose is a polymer of sugar, and sugar is glucose, and fungus cellulose is composed of beta glucosamine. Okay, so it is different. It is something similar to chitin. Now we will study chitin also in animals when we will study insecta class. In that only we are going to study about chitin. Chitin is present in exoskeletons of insects. So this beta glucosamine will form fungus cellulose, whereas cellulose will be formed from general glucose sugar glucose. Now next you will see other ingredients. So these are present in matrix. All the microfibrils are present in matrix, and there are other ingredients also present, such as cutin, suberin, lignin. Okay, so this kind of your silica, some minerals like iron, calcium carbonate, then waxes, tannin, resins, gum. So various ingredients are present in cell wall for their thickness, and they are going to help it out in making it more tough, you can say, or more rigid. So these all material will form cell wall. Okay, now let's see what is the structure of cell wall. We understood the material that makes the cell wall. Now we will understand what is the structure. Okay, so in structure we are going to study the matrix. In structure we are going to study about middle lamella. Okay, so just remember, when cell divides, whenever the cell divides and new cell form, how does it form? It will form through, in case of plant, it will form through the formation of cell plate. Cell plate is first formed. Okay, so this cell plate is nothing but mitotic spindle. Okay, that spindle fiber do not get degenerates in plant cell. That spindle fiber will form the cell plate, and this cell plate will later become middle lamella. So what is middle lamella? Middle lamella is actually, it is a cementing material, or you can say it is the material which is deposited between the two cell to join, to connect this two cell together. Okay, this is a middle lamella. Now inner to this middle lamella, the cell wall is formed. Okay, inner to this lamella, cell wall is formed. This cell wall will be known as primary cell wall. With the time, next cell wall will form inner to this primary cell wall, and this cell wall will be named as secondary cell wall. Okay, so like this the cell wall will get formed time after time, and here after this secondary cell wall, tertiary cell wall is also formed. This happens in gymnosperms. Okay, those cells live for longer time, and they, in that plant, in gymnosperm you will find tertiary cell wall also. So till now, primary, secondary, middle lamella is first formed, and after the middle lamella, inner to this middle lamella, primary cell wall is formed, and inner to this primary cell wall, secondary cell wall is formed. So let's see what is middle lamella. Middle lamella is actually it is formed after the cell plate formation. It is a connecting material, or you can say cementing material, which is going to connect the two cells together, two adjacent cells together. Now in this diagram I have shown you middle lamella. This blue color portion is actually your middle lamella. You can see the adjacent cells are are together adhered with this middle lamella. Okay. So now this middle lamella is nothing but it is a deposition of calcium and magnesium pactate. Remember this point, calcium and magnesium pactate is present in middle lamella. Okay, so it is a connecting or cementing layer between two adjacent cells. It is thin, it is amorphous in nature. And one very important point about middle lamella is that fruit ripening. You know, fruit ripens with the time. Okay, whenever you keep some fruits outside, outdoor, so they get ripen. Okay, on tree also they get ripen, and once they ripen, how they look like pulpy. Okay, they become pulpy. How they become pulpy? This middle lamella, this deposition will get solubilized, and this solubilization will cause jelly like substance. Okay, it will get solubilized with the time, and as the fruit ripen, the middle lamella of the cell gets what? It gets solubilized, and it will cause jelly like formation, consistency. So this was about middle lamella. Next, let's see primary cell wall. What is primary cell wall? It is formed inner to the middle lamella. It is formed inner to the middle lamella. That is your primary cell wall. Now primary cell wall, it is generally composed of microfibrils which are embedded in the matrix. Okay, matrix or ground substance, whatever you want to say, some microfibrils are present inside this orientation is not so very much oriented. They are not very much oriented. So this is microfibril, and that is present in matrix. This is matrix. Okay, so they are embedded in matrix, and these microfibrils are formed from cellulose, In case of fungus cellulose, it is similar to chitin. Fungus cellulose is similar to chitin, and it is made up of what? It is made up of beta glucosamine. So usually they are arranged in very loose network and show incomplete cross-linking. Matrix is composed of, as I told you, matrix is composed of water, pectin, hemicellulose, then lipid, proteins, glycoproteins. So these all are present in matrix. Now next is your secondary cell wall. Here in diagram you can see this is your primary cell wall. Okay, I have made this primary cell wall. This is your primary cell wall, and I have shown secondary cell wall also. Now let's see secondary cell wall. They are produced in some mature cells. Okay, not all cell contains secondary cell wall. Some mature cell will contain secondary cell wall also. They are present inner to the primary cell wall. Okay, and they are generally formed of cellulose, hemicellulose. In same way how the primary cell wall was composed, in the same way secondary cell wall will also be formed, but they also contain some extra material, and these some extra material will get deposited in the wall, and these are lignin. Here you can see this is your secondary cell wall. Okay, lignin, then suberin, cutin. So these lignin, suberin and cutin, these are for the retention of water. They are generally made up of fatty acid, aliphatic and aromatic compound. This is made up of wax fatty acid. Okay, so they are for lowering the transpiration process as well as for water retention. Okay, to save the water from getting lost. So these lignification and suberization is done, and suberin is a special fatty substance that is generally present in the wall of cork and endodermal cells. In some cell, tertiary cell wall is also formed, and that tertiary cell wall is present inner to this secondary cell wall. Let me make this with this blue pen so you can understand. So if tertiary cell wall will form, it will form inner to the secondary cell wall. Okay, so this is your tertiary cell wall. It is found in generally in tertiary cell wall. It is found in gymnosperm. So this was about cell wall. Okay, other than cell wall also contains some pits. Okay, and plasmodesmata. Plasmodesmata is a channel present between the cell wall. You can see this particular part. This is your plasmodesmata, and this is for symplastic transportation. Okay, it will allow the movement of signals, different molecules in between the two adjacent cell. Okay, so this is a gap, this is a space between the through two the two protoplasms are connected through this plasmodesmata. So you can see all the cells are connected with each other through this plasmodesmata. This is the channel between the cell wall, and the movement through this channel is known as symplastic movement. This question have been asked many times in many exams, especially in NEET. So symplastic movement occurs through plasmodesmata. Okay, so this was about cell wall. I hope you understood it well. Thank you.